Hello friends, like I said in the next vlog I would tell where is George. I am telling this story today. Jain opened his eyes and just know something is missing. He said to himself. He looked at his hand. No, they were both there. His nose still there. He said with a sigh to relief. He wiggled his toes. They wiggled as they were meeting to wiggle. And Lucky was she always was in the morning. James decided to start searching even though he had no idea what it was he was looking for. He looked everywhere but found nothing. And then he saw what it was. Well, he didn't know really see it because it wasn't there. George, he cried. He looked under his pillow. He looked under the bed. George wasn't there. In fact, George was nowhere to be seen. His heart jumped a bit. Perhaps something horrible had come by the night and taken George away. Poor George, thought James to himself. Lucky started at him. What is it, Lucky? Lucky wanted to say something like this. Well, you overslept. You didn't take me for an early morning walk. I tried to wake you up. Nothing worked. You still didn't wake up. So together with George, I went for my morning walk. Are you trying to tell me something? Asked James. Yes, Lucky. Once I was outdoors, I put George on a stone. James finally understood. You know where is George, don't you? Lucky flapped his ears. Lucky had put George on a stone, but it was now gone. The stone moved. Lucky jumped. Silly dog, said James. It's just Sam. Lucky ran to the gate, having to pick a silly, asked James. He went indoors too and came back with an umbrella. Sam had woke up with something on his back. He couldn't shake it off. He took a stir, thinking whatever was on his back might fall off, which it did. Lucky was sent what dog had to. Off with George, he ran along the pavement, barked and stopped by a tree. James shook his head. but Lucky knew that something had cried George to the top of the tree. But just wind had blown George out of the nest. He had fallen all the way down to the ground. Poor George, he must have heard. Lucky nosed around the gutter. What she doesn't know was that huge machine had came along, one of those which clean the gutters. George had been swaying along. It must have made him very dizzy. Lucky followed the trail. It reached at the end of the street. Lucky went around and around in circles. Jim behind her went around and around in circles. But how could George just disappear? Jim felt mischievous. At least I still have you, Lucky. Jim said, "Shall we go for a walk?" Lucky wiggled his ears. They reached the lake. Lucky barked, Jim trembled. Lucky ran to the nearby bush and sniffed around. Perhaps she found a bone, thought James. He walked towards her, but she ran away. Jim called her after. She didn't come back. Jim was feeling lower than low when a strong wind blows his umbrella away. By the time he reached home, Jim was soaking wet. He had lost George. He had lost Lucky. He had even lost his umbrella. He wondered if his life was really worth living. He entered his home and then he saw him, George and Lucky. He had never been so happy in all his life. That every same night they all slept together. But how had George managed to get back? Well, a huge machine jungle at the end of the road, and George was soon far away. He landed near a bush. Lucky knew this. She also knew that George had somehow managed to get back home. You may well ask how she knew this. Well, just say that dogs knew these things. Dogs are very intelligent that way. Thank you. Like, share and subscribe.